everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and today we will unbox. I'll also give you my first impressions and all of the brand new features and just everything that you need to know about the Galaxy Buds 3 Pros. Now, you do have the Galaxy Buds 3 and the Buds 3 Pros. When it comes down to the Pros, these are listed at $250. And when it comes down to the regular Galaxy Buds 3, those are listed at $180. Now, both of these come in two colors, which is silver as well as white. But there's a lot more benefits to actually have the Pro version over the regular Galaxy Buds 3. But first, let's just get this thing unboxed. Let's see what's on the inside and also what they look like. Now, underneath the lid, just like all the rest of the devices, you will have this little section here, which could be the start guide, also your charging cables, and that's exactly what we have inside of here. So this one is going to be your Type-C to Type-C charging cable. Looks as if you also have little pieces for your little earbud tips as well, if you would like to change the sizes. Should be small, large. My guess is what's on here is the medium size. And then also too, your little quick start guide. And then right here, this is just letting you know about finding your perfect fit. It also lets you know about a little pairing button, pretty much it for there. And this is what the silver looks like. Now, one of the things that's really nice when it comes down over into the Buds 3 Pros is that on the blade, which, you know, some people on other brands will call this a stem, but on the blade, there is actually a little LED light. So this is a little bit of what those little blade lights look like. This is just letting you know that either it is pairing or it is charging, if it's on, if it's off. And also when you are trying to find your buds, not only is the light able to turn on, but you'll also be able to hear the earbuds do their chirps. Now, when it comes down to the differences of the Galaxy Buds 3 Pros over the Buds 3, is that you will have the enhanced two-way speaker versus the regular Buds 3 having a one-way speaker. Now, they both do have that 24-bit hi-fi sound, but some of the other differences is that the Galaxy Buds 3s do not have ambient sound when it comes down to noise control, and they also don't have the voice detect or siren detect. Now, the Galaxy Buds 3 Pros have both of those. Now, the other thing is that these ones will have those blade lights, where the Galaxy Buds 3 do not. Now, when it comes down to the battery life, the easiest way to put this is in terms of talk time and listen time in terms of music. Now, the Galaxy Buds 3 Pros will have a full additional hour on top of the Galaxy Buds 3 for both of those categories. Now, when it comes down to pairing of the buds, all you do is you open up the case, you should see this pop up right here, and you tap on Connect. So currently right now, I'm not going to show this portion because that is after I actually play with it, learn all of the features, and I take a look at my very first impressions. But one thing I do want to show you, in terms of Samsung One UI 6.1.1, when you take a look at your Bluetooth settings, you go inside of your details. If you tap on your little settings button sitting right there, this is now what it looks like. There's so much more details that's happening inside of your full entire Bluetooth settings that wasn't there from before. You can just see the entire UI sitting here. You can see the percentage of your left and your right, the percentage of the case. You can turn it on for calls or audio. You also have auto switch to other devices. And then you have your codecs right here. So you have your super wideband speech. And you also have Ultra HQ. So you can use high quality audio, listen to Auracast broadcast. And then here's some of your noise control. So this is almost like a light version of going into your Galaxy wearable application. Super good job. And Samsung definitely added way more into the Bluetooth settings, details, information in Samsung One UI 6.1.1. So I wanted to do my initial review of these Galaxy Buds 3 Pros outside because there is a little bit of wind. There could also maybe be a car or two that passes by. And I'm pretty excited to listen to the quality of the sound while watching this video. And I'm recording this with the Galaxy Z Fold 6 with the front-facing camera. So I'm like right here at the cover screen. This one is 4K, 30 frames per second. Plus also the other thing that I'll do is I will take these buds out and then I'll just kind of say a few things just to record it with the microphone of the phone itself. And more than likely, these will sound better. You know, like they're not like super long or anything. They actually kind of move up a little bit. So I'm kind of glad that they're not like, you know, straight down. So call quality, when I was speaking to my dad and a few additional people as well, they sound super clear through the buds. But also they stated that they didn't even know that I was even using a Bluetooth headset. So the fit is good. having conversations with people on my end and their end is very good as well. And then the sound quality of the music, I mean, these things are super loud, much louder than my Buds FEs, much louder than the Galaxy Buds 2 Pros. So I had that one as well. And so now I turned off the my Bluetooth. So I have the Buds in my pockets. Bluetooth is turned off, so I'm not even connected to my watch or the Buds. And this is just strictly 100% from the Galaxy Z Fold 6. So again, still in 4K, 30 frames per second, front-facing camera. This is the cover screen, so it is a closed phone. And this is just the normal mic on the phone itself. So again, we'd be able to give it a comparison versus using those Galaxy Buds 3 Pros. So I mean, closing it out, even if the phone sounds exactly like with the Buds or without the Buds when it comes down to the microphones, is that you definitely have some really good high quality Buds itself, because the microphones on phones are just fantastic. If you can have a audio experience of recording and you have pretty much the exact same sound quality on Buds as if you were doing it with your phone, then you got some really good Buds going on. When it comes down to the Buds 3s or the Buds 3 Pros, 100% with all the benefits of the Pros would be the ones that I would suggest. Now let's take a look at the wearable application. We'll take a look at all of the features and all the settings that the Galaxy Buds 3 Pros have to offer. Now with this, what's really cool inside of the wearable application is that if you have more than one that is connected, you will be able to see a little bit of an icon pop up, and this is where you can actually swipe over to that page. If not, you can just tap right down over here, and this is where you can switch between all of your Galaxy wearable accessories. Now, inside of the application, when you actually place these in your ears, then this is where you can actually choose which of those modes you would like to have: the ambient sound, adaptive, or active noise canceling. Now, the other thing that's pretty cool is that there is a little widget that you can use as well. So if you want to have this as, your second home screen or on your main home screen, this is where you'd be able to tap any of these options as well. So with all these little lines that's everywhere, this is pretty much going to be your ambient sound. And then this right here will be active noise cancellation. And this one is adaptive, where it'll actually just switch between pretty much all of those different options. Now below the modes, you have this option here, which is the auto switch to ambient sound. So for this one, there's several different situations where it would switch to ambient sound automatically. You have voice detect, so if someone's speaking to you, or if you start speaking, if you have the active noise cancellation on, it'll actually automatically switch it to your ambient sound so you can hear everything around you. It can also do the exact same thing if you're able to hear, or if there are sirens within your area, then it's a way that it'll kind of have that as well, so you can kind of see if it's coming towards you or away. And this is a big one here. So this is pretty much the only one that I have turned on personally, which is use ambient sound during phone calls. This way you don't have all of that pressure, or it doesn't feel like your ears are plugged as you're speaking. It just sounds really weird. So this is a way that you can make it sound just a little bit more natural if you're having a conversation with somebody on the phone call. Now down over here, you have your sound quality and effects. So for this one, you have 360 audio. 360 audio is pretty fun, especially if you were, let's say, listening to music. If you turned this one on and then you turned on head tracking, what'll happen is as you're turning your head away, it'll change where the sound is coming from. So if you just face forward, then everything will come into both ears. If you turn left, you'll only hear it in your right ear. If you're turning over to the right, you'll only hear it in the left. And then if you turn all the way around and you look behind you, they'll both play as well, but it almost sounds as if, again, the music is playing behind you. So this one's really fun to play with, especially even if you went into your video recorder of your Samsung phone and you turned on the option for 360 audio, then that means that if you were to record your own videos, you can listen to it with the 360 audio as well. Then for the equalizer with this one, out of the box, it comes as smooth. You can have balanced, which is basically just flat, but smooth is out of the box. The one that I usually play with is dynamic. So bass boost was one that I used to play with, but in terms of these buds here, dynamic definitely sounds a lot better. Then you also have boost dialogue. So this way, if there was any videos or content or media that you're watching, if there's dialogue, it'll be able to boost it, but it's currently unavailable just because I did turn on the ultra high quality option. And then you also have loudness normalization. This is also on the phone itself, not just the buds, but it's a way that if it gets too quiet or too loud, it'll actually just kind of keep everything all leveled out. And then you can also adjust sound to fit. So there's a little bit of sensors, a little bit of fitting that happens when it comes down to putting these in your ears. The way that it's sitting in your ears and the way that your ears are set up and the ear shape, basically it'll adjust the sound to fit your ear. And then next up is that advanced quality options. And this is where I turn on that ultra high quality, which allows this little option right here to be grayed out, and I can't turn it on, which is the boost dialogue. So with this one, I do have that ultra high quality audio. And then right here is that high quality super wideband speech. So you get clearer sound on calls with 16 kilohertz bandwidth. So this is what makes everything sound so good. Basically as if you were just talking on your phone sitting at home, which is just crazy because sometimes if you're using a Bluetooth headset, a lot of the times you can know for a fact that somebody is using a Bluetooth headset. You can just tell the audio difference. Now you have your earbud controls. So this is where you have your little blade. And when it comes down to the blade, to be completely honest, when they're in your ear, you can definitely find the little button. But the only way I can explain it is that when they're not in your ears, it's almost hard to find where this button is on the blade. So it's just going to be pretty much behind. So if you have this in your ear, it almost feels like the button is right here. So this is also where all the controls is. So that little lift that you see right there is where you're able to control a bunch of things, where if you press it, it'll either play or pause. If you double press it, it'll do an action. Or if you swipe up or down on the blade, that can also change the volume of your media. So media controls, this is just basically if you want to have it on or off. If you do have it on, a pinch is a play pause. The double pinch is the next track. Triple pinch is previous. And then if you swipe up and down, that will control the volume. And then you also have your pinch and hold controls. So on the left-hand side, if you were to give it a press and hold, it'll open up my voice command, which is what I set it to. And then on the right-hand side, if I was to do a press and hold, it'll switch my noise controls, such as active noise canceling and ambient sound. Then here is your call controls. So if you want to answer it or end it, you pinch it. And if you want to decline the call, you pinch and hold. Now, lastly, inside of the earbud controls, this is where you have your earbud lights. Now, I wish that there was a on and off switch right here, but what you have to do to actually turn these on and also turn them off is that you want to have both of the earbuds out of the ear. And then what you'll do is you'll press and hold on this button and you'll hold both of them for about 5 seconds. And then your lights have turned on. So you can see here that the light is on that one. We also have the light on right over here. So if I block, some of the little light, you'd be able to see that. This is where you can have either blinking, and let's see if I was to kind of block this a little bit. All it's doing is it's doing a little bit of pulsing. So it's kind of blinking in and out just a little bit. And then you can do a fade in, fade out. So it'll get bright, and then it's gonna go dim and pretty much all the way off. And then it goes all the way up again, it goes bright, or you can have steady. Now here's the thing. If you turned them on, you can't turn them off with this application. You can only switch the lighting effect. So again, in order for these to turn off, you want to press and hold on this little area for 5 seconds, and then they will turn off. And actually that wasn't even 5 seconds. That was almost kind of like 2 or 3. Then next up, what you have is you have your earbud settings. So this is where you have your voice controls, which honestly, I'm not a huge fan of voice controls other than if I'm just using Google. Now, next up will be the in-ear detection. So this is what'll happen if you have both of them in and then you take them out during a phone call. So if you're on a phone call, they're both in, and if you took them both out, it'll actually just switch the call to your phone. Now, if you're listening to music, and let's say that you took out one of the earbuds, then it'll actually pause the media. So more than likely, if you're at the gym, you take one of them out, it probably is because you are speaking to somebody or someone spoke to you. So it'll pause your music so you're not missing anything. You put it right back in your ear, and then it'll automatically play again. You can also have your notifications read aloud if you would like those too, and then you just pretty much choose which applications you want it to read, and if you want it to be detailed or a summary. You also have the seamless earbud connection, so you can switch between all of your different nearby devices. There is a neck stretch reminder, which I actually never played with yet. But if you hunch over your phone or desk, your head tends to lean forward, which can cause back and neck issues. Your earbuds can detect your head position and notify you when you've had your head bent downward for 10 minutes. So you'll get a little notification, kind of like on your watch. It'll let you know, hey, you should probably get moving. Underneath labs, you have the option for gaming mode. So I can't turn it on because I do have the option of ultra high quality turned on. So just remember, if you have ultra high quality turned on, it does gray out a few of your features. You also have some accessibility options. You have, if you wanted to change the balance of the earbuds. So maybe if you wanted to go a little bit more towards your more deaf ear or your better ear, you're able to make that little change. Noise controls with one earbud, and hearing enhancement for ambient sound. Then you just have your earbuds software update, which actually there was a software update the moment that I actually got them connected. This was one of the first things I took a look at, and there was a update. Now the next cool thing with this one is that when you go down to find my earbuds, now there might be something in here that I will have to gray out. It's just basically using the Samsung Find, and it's literally just giving my address. So I'll have to black that out, but what you're able to do is that you are able to find your earbuds because it'll make them chirp and also light up. So I moved the map a little bit. I've also grayed out a few little areas too, but you have the option right here for ring. And once you hit on ring, so from here, you just hit on start and you hit play sound. Now you want to make sure that these are definitely not in your ear when you're having this done, because it'll definitely hurt your eardrums. But these little speakers right here are playing, and you also have the lights that are blinking. Now, I don't know for sure if this mic is picking it up because the mic is pointing towards my mouth, but I can definitely hear these. And if this was in another room or if it was stuck in a couch, I would definitely be able to find them just because of the sound of it. And if they're just in a corner somewhere, you'd be able to find those blinking lights. So that was everything that I wanted to show you when it comes down to the Galaxy Buds 3 Pros. So really at the end of the day, I love these things. They have a really good, comfortable fit. I do like that we now finally have a blade on these ones. So many different brands out there have stems or blades. I have several of them here at home as well. And it's just sometimes easier just taking them out rather than having a bud in the ear that's just this big. And as you're taking them out or adjusting them, then you might be kind of doing some of the touch controls and you're changing all these things up. So when it comes down to the blades, when it comes down to the fit, everything just is comfortable. These are the medium-sized rubber pieces, or the piece that goes inside the ear. There is the small and the large that was still inside of the box. Also too, these ones are definitely much better when it comes down to the sound quality as well as battery life and some of the other features that you can get with the Buds 3 Pros over the Galaxy Buds 3s. And honestly, they just sound so much better than any of the other Bluetooth bud options that I have at home. So if you want a full, true sound, you will definitely get it here from the Galaxy Buds 3 Pros. But other than that, hopefully you guys have appreciated it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.